Hey, how you doing? Michelle with Treecat here. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's snowing here. I don't know what it's like for you, but I tell you, when it snows in my neck of the woods, everything shuts down. Nobody can handle it because we don't get a lot of snow here. So, like the roads don't get, salted. Nothing happens. People don't know how to drive, and you know what? I'm going to include myself in that cohort. I don't know what to do when it snows either. It's pretty, but like then you get trapped in your house. So I was trapped in my house for a week, and there was a lot going on in the world of e-commerce, right? Like what the heck is going on? Like there's like tariff turmoil, there's like possible like shipping issues coming from China. There was just like so much happening, right? Like the landscape was just filled with all these challenges and implementations and then reversals. And it's just like, a lot, right? And I don't know, maybe disruptions like this, like an unpredictability maybe causes stress for you. I don't know, causes a little bit of stress for me. Like especially if us like when that are on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, all these possible changes. eBay's got a bunch of stuff they're changing with used clothing conditions and things like that, and this and that, and wow, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So in the midst of all this craziness, I'm trying to keep calm and carry on. I hope you are too. Um, but when you have a week like this, I think it's good to take a little bit of time to like step back and have a little reflection, little inflection point, right? Like, how are we going to keep calm and carry on? So if you get my newsletter, my weekly treecat.io newsletter, you will see that was the theme for this week's newsletter. How are we going to keep calm and carry on with all the, stuff that's been happening, right? Because it's a little stressful. So I asked myself a couple questions, right? Maybe you want to do a little self-reflection. Let's do a little self-reflection together. So one of the questions that I asked myself was, I'm giving myself a grade. I like to give myself a grade. I like to be the teacher and the student both at the same time. So I'm giving myself a grade of a B-, and here's why. Well, first of all, I grade my ability on how well I'm able to be flexible and pivot as an online seller, because I think those are really important right now. Those are extremely important. If you are not able as an online seller to be flexible and pivot and figure things out, I don't think you need to be doing this type of work. Because at this point in the e-commerce landscape, we are people that pivot, period. End of story. That's how the world is now, right? So I feel like that sort of a little bit of creakiness in that area. Like I'm always kind of like, I don't want to change, but you have to force yourself to figure out ways, solve problems, find solutions. So I'm giving myself a B-, but because there's always room for, I'm going to give myself a B+. I'm going to give myself a B. I'm changing my grade to a B+, because even though maybe I didn't like figure everything out perfectly or on time or whatever, I kept my calm as good as I could. And, I took a breath and, made things happen. But anyways, the questions that I was asking myself, like how well did I handle change this week? How well did I handle change this week? I handle it, as well as anyone could, right? The change and then the reversal of the change. And just thinking about, well, what am I going to do, to mitigate some of this stuff. So, I think just having a way to reflect is a really good thing. So let's reflect. Did I stay agile and adaptable? I'm giving myself a B. Let's move on from that. Did I stay informed? Now, here's where I give myself an A+, because yes, I did stay informed. And I think that just beyond, staying curious and continuing to learn about the latest, trends, tools, strategies in the e-commerce industry, you also have to keep up with all the day-to-day news, the latest regulations, and, especially regarding shipping and customs. So, to help me make these kind of like decisions and adapt quickly, I subscribe to a couple of newsletters, and I recommend that you highly recommend that you subscribe to these newsletters. They're e-commerce newsletters for people who sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, all those, Depop, all those places. One of them that I recommend is Value Added Resource, and it's all the latest news, right? So you can just check in every day with this blog. Do yourself a favor. Check in with a Value Added Resource. Check in with e-commerce bites. These are both really good blogs. They give you all the latest news. I love some of the headlines too. Whiplash as USPS reverses on China packages. Tariff turmoil. It's kind of cute. It's kind of funny. They do a good job. So definitely be subscribing to at least these two. And I'm sure there are more out there. If you know of any that you like, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. You always want to learn new stuff, right? So did I stay informed? Yes, I'm giving myself an A. Did I have a crisis management plan? That's my third question. Do I have a crisis management plan? Do I have concepts of a crisis management plan? Because we all need to consider ourselves businesses, right? Even if we just do this like maybe as a side hustle, it's still a business. And you still need to be thinking in terms of what if. Now, I am not a white labeler, thank goodness. So I wasn't too stressed. I wasn't freaking out as much as some of you guys who are importing from China, right? And then white labeling it. But, in terms of disruptions regards to shipping, in terms of disruptions regarding to inventory shortages, what is my strategy? So I had to do some thinking about what my crisis management plan would be if some of these things were to come to play. Now, I am going to give myself an A because I kind of had some things thought out. And we went through kind of a crisis back in November when we had our bomb cyclone. And so I had to, know what's the quickest way to get all my stores on vacation? What's the, am I making sure that I'm, my customer service isn't, because you want to be transparent with your buyers and you want to let them know what's going on. Hey, I'm in the middle of a crisis. I'm going to ship this out to you, and give them like the specific date, and just tell your customers what's going on. They'll understand if, you have some kind of a crisis situation. So I kind of do have concepts of a plan of crisis management plan. So I'm gonna give myself an A- there. I'll give myself an A because I have concepts of a plan. So it's not like a full thought out plan. So I think A- is a good grade for that. Now the fourth question is, do I have support and community that I can rely on? And I'm going to say yes, I do. We have a lot of Treecat users who are very supportive that we talk to on a regular basis. We get feedback from. We also have our Reddit forum, and I want to encourage you all to, check that out. And if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you need support, head over to our Reddit forum and get some community of your own there, because it's really important. Because that's where you learn, like, I'm not the only person that's gone through this or is going through this, or, it's just really good to like spitball ideas with people who know what it's like to be a reseller, right? Who know what it's like to have to pivot and make changes. And so anyways, so that I'm going to give myself an A. I'll give myself an A on that one. The other thing that, it's good to think about is like when there's all kinds of crazy, stuff happening, and in terms of maybe tariffs, maybe shipping, whatever, and it's affecting you. What's the upside? What could the possible upside be to us e-commerce sellers? Well, change is always ripe for opportunity, right? So it's almost like just a change in mindset and thinking in terms of, how can I use this to my advantage? So I think as resellers, we're all kind of like scrappy, right? We're all go-getters. We think a little bit differently. Am I right? And so we're going to think in terms of, how can I make this work for me? How can I use this to my advantage? Am I right? I'm right. So the upside now, if it's happening to you, it's happening to a lot of people. So problems internationally can lead to more demand domestically, right? So if there's issues with goods coming in from foreign countries, then maybe there's more demand here at home. So that could be a good thing for people, selling refurbished, used, vintage, collectibles. So, take a look at those categories if you haven't already. Yeah. And again, this is, like I mentioned before, this is a time to focus like on your customer and that communication. And I tell you, it's always so surprising to me, the feedback that I get, like from some of these, like from eBay customers, from Poshmark customers, Mercari customers. A lot of the times they're surprisingly grateful and they leave awesome reviews. And I'm always like, all I did was ship it out to them. All I did was ship a quality product out to them. And yet they're shocked and amazed. And it leads me to think that there's a lot of resellers out there who are just doing the bare minimum, shipping in cereal boxes, not shipping on time, not being upfront and making sure that their communication is there with their customers. So I think that there's a lot that you can that gives you an advantage by having really good customer service, when times are crazy like this, right? So that might be another upside. It's like you're stepping above the competition because you're offering that extra little customer service touch, right, in times like this. So remember your customer in times like this, and I think that's going to be a net positive. Cost efficiency. So this is the time when you want to figure out how to make your operations more efficient, right? Because maybe maybe for whatever reason you have to pay a little bit more for, your cost of goods goes up. I don't know what's going to be happening. If you're an egg seller, obviously your cost of goods has gone way up, right? So you just never know how you're going to need to pivot to really, really, make your operations super efficient. And of course, shameless plug, you got to, consider things like Treecat, right? Because we've got, the pay as you sell model. So you're only paying when when one sells and we take the other items down. And it's pretty affordable. You can check it out on our page. You can go to the very bottom and it shows our pricing, right? And how our pricing works. It's pretty affordable. It's all inclusive. And we have things, it includes all these features like Poshmark sharing, free Poshmark sharing if you're cross-listing with us, delist, relist, so you get a boost up in search, guest accounts, and then, just the fact that we have the auto sales detection and auto delists, right? So these are the types of things that you can do by using products like Treecat that will help your operations run more smoothly. And okay. I'm getting a little stage direction here from Mr. Treecat. Anyways, he's telling you to zoom in. Okay. So we will zoom in so that you can see the pricing a little bit better. Okay. There we go. How's that for zooming in? All right. So that way you can see the pricing a little bit better. So where was I? I got distracted. And that happens in life, doesn't it? We get distracted sometimes. Cost efficiency, making sure your operations are more efficient and you're making the best use of your money and your time. And like I said, check out Treecat for those reasons. So I think, just, changing your mindset. How can I make this work for me? How can I take a step above beyond what my competition's doing in terms of like customer service? How can I continue to innovate and be more efficient with my operations and turn your challenges into opportunities? People, let's do this. We can do this. And honestly, like I've been actually pretty inspired with our customers and the way that Treecat customers are like really, just really handling it. Super, super awesome in terms of, the way they're handling stuff that happens in life. So good for you guys. Keep going, keep staying calm, keep carrying on. All right, what else do we want to talk about? Treecat news of the week. So I want to make a couple of announcements in terms of what we did this week to improve Treecat for you all. Okay, so we did add Windows 10 to our agent, right? So our Windows agent previously was only supporting Windows 11. Guess what? Now it's supporting Windows 10. So we've got that working. So if you need to, if you are a Windows 10 user and you want to upgrade, what you want to do is either, if you don't have Treecat, just install the new Windows agent and then the Windows 10 part will be in there. But if you had a previous version of the Treecat Windows agent and you want to install the new version that supports Windows 10, you just go into settings, agent configuration in Treecat, settings, agent configuration, and either install the new agent or there's a button that says check for new version. Okay, and if you're not using Windows 10, then don't worry about it. Okay, that's the first thing that we did. A little bit of news update on what we did to improve Treecat, and we're always improving, right? We have that Kaizen philosophy, right? We're always getting better and better and better. So the second thing that we did is, we had a user who had 3,000 Poshmark listings, and they're facing a little bit of challenges getting those all uploaded. We made some tweaks to our system, and guess what? They successfully onboarded 3,000 of their listings without a hitch. So we love turning challenges into triumphs for our users, just like you like turning, tough situations into opportunities. So we're all in alignment here. So we love that. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the question of the day. Now, we had somebody, and I'm going to, probably be doing more of these questions, or maybe it's a question of the week. I don't know. But if you have a question, you can always submit it in Treecat to us. When you go to the app, in the upper right-hand corner, and let me zoom in the upper right-hand corner, you can see, well, that's a little bit too zoomed in. You can see right here, this is a question mark, and that, if you click on it, will get you to support. And you can ask any question you want to us. And we usually get back to you within 24 hours. So that is one way to ask us a question. You can also email us at support@treecat.io. You can also go onto our Reddit forum and ask a question. So there's a number of ways to ask us questions. And if it's chosen, I will read it and answer it here on our Treecat chat, our coffee talk. Because I'm always going to be caffeinated during these little coffee chats, right? I got my coffee. I got my other coffee. You can never have too much coffee, in my opinion. That's iced coffee too. So good. All right. So the question of the day for this week is, how do I become a Treecat affiliate? You want to go to the Treecat affiliate page, which is right here. And that is big. Treecat affiliates. Okay. That's treecat.io/affiliates. And when you sign up with Treecat, you get directed to it. It tells you about it because you have to use a promo code to get your 20% off, right? So anytime you're using Treecat, you can use one of these promo codes. But if you want to become a person that has a promo code, which is an affiliate, what you do is you create a profile. So you go to this and you create your own profile. Here's the link. Follow these instructions to create your own promotional code. So we have directions on how to do it. So you just click right here and it gives you the directions on how to set up your Treecat, how to be a Treecat affiliate. Okay. So like I said, treecat.io/affiliates. And you will then make your own profile. You will get a promotion code. And I suggest making the promotion code really short. Like one of our affiliates, FAE, that is super easy to put in, right? It's just FAE, it's 3 letters. And then and then we give you a link as well. So you create your promo code. You got BB Save here too. That's a nice short one. So I would say make it pretty short, rather than a bunch of sentences long. So you get your own promo code, and then it's up to you, right? You got to share that a promo code. So if you have like a social media following or whatever, you go and you promote it to people and you give them their code. And then when they use your code, when they're signing up for Treecat and they say, oh, there's my friend, I'm going to use their code. And then the cool thing is you will earn, as an affiliate, you will earn 20% of the cross-listing fees from any users that use your promotion code. And we do pay these commissions out on a monthly basis. It is in perpetuity. It's not for 6 months. It's just for as long as you want. Because you have to have 5 users with your code who have 5 cross-listed sales. So it's 5 and 5. 5 users who have 5 cross-listed sales every month. And then you get 20% of all their earnings. So if you are good at promoting, give it a try. Give it a try. And also with our affiliates, you get part of like access to our private subreddit, and we have video calls, and we kind of pay a little bit more attention to affiliates and their requests, their feature requests. They kind of become, you know, sort of part of the team in a way. So we love our affiliates. You know, shout out FAE, shout out Heidi. You know, and thank you for everyone who's in the application process to become a Treecat affiliate. I hope that you found this information useful about keeping calm and carrying on, and ways that you can like thrive and survive in this crazy e-commerce landscape that we're in right now. So you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and we will see you next week. Mahalo.